know before buying the Chanel Kelly. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. Okay, so it has been a little bit over a month, 2 months since I got my Chanel Kelly. I wanted to give you guys a full run through of everything you need to know before buying this bag. So everything from pricing to what fits, pros and cons, how it fits on someone who is 4'11", all of it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so starting with some details about this bag, I did pick this up in Paris at the end of December. This is technically part of the cruise collection. So kind of that like last collection between like November, December for Chanel. And usually with this collection, you do see a lot more like brighter colors, pastels, things like that for cruise. Don't know why. Do people take cruises in the winter? I actually don't know. I never care to ask. But part of the cruise collection. I actually was hoping to get either this color or white back in November when this first dropped. I tried to go in my store at the Valley Fair location and they didn't have it. They had literally every other color. They did actually have white, but the white was kind of like a harsh white, not like an ivory, you know? So after I tried it on, I was like, I think I'm gonna pass. I'm just gonna wait for the pink. And at the time when they looked it up, they were like, there's no pink in the country. And so I kind of just waited. I put a couple feelers out with different sales associates and things like that. And I was like, you know what, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? And I knew I was going to Paris by that point. And so I texted a sales associate that my friend recommended to me in Paris. I contacted her months in advance. I told her I was coming. She was like, don't text me until 3 days before. Is the nice way of how she put it. And I texted her about a week before I went and I was like, hey, just like letting you know I'm still looking for this bag. Please let me know if you're able to find it. And within a couple hours, she was able to find it. I don't think she originally had it in the store. I think she like either transferred it from a different store or called someone or whatever, but she was able to get it to her in a couple hours and she texted me back. She was like, hey, we have it. This is still part of the 2024-2025 cruise collection. I don't believe they released the Kelly in this most recent collection that they just did, to my understanding. In terms of pricing, this bag retails in the US for $4,900 USD. And then that's obviously before tax, you know, all of that stuff. I was able to get this in Paris for 4,600 euros before the tax refund. And I got about, I think $500, around $500 tax refund. So this saved me about $1,000 getting this in Paris. This is in aged calfskin. So at first when I saw this bag, I was like, oh, it's already wrinkly already. But this is actually in aged calfskin. That is the design. And then this bag also comes in aged gold hardware. A lot of the hardware recently with Chanel has been kind of this like shiny light gold. Like in certain lighting, it looks a little bit more silver than gold. And so you can kind of get away with like mixing metals if that's what you want. And this is in aged gold hardware. I think it's absolutely stunning. But I wanted to show you guys what fits in this bag and how it fits on me. And then we'll get into the pros and cons.
Okay, here's everything that fits in the Chanel Kelly. Or here's a pile of stuff I'm trying to fit in there. So the iPhone 16 Pro, this is the regular size. It does fit like perfectly. I think if you have the Pro Max, you're definitely gonna have to put it diagonally. I did also put a passport in here just so you can kind of see like for size reference. And then I also have my card holder as well. This is probably one of the smallest card holders I own. I am able to squeeze in my little sunscreen, a hand cream, pretty much empty hand cream, and a lippy, of course. I wanted to see if I can fit this like Baggu, like reusable bag in there, and my sunglasses, which it does fit, but she does not close. And that's kind of the problem that I've run into a lot with this bag, where it looks like it fits in the bag, it just doesn't close. But without the Baggu bag, I can shove my sunglasses in here and it's kind of a tight fit, but it does close.
Okay, so let's try this bag on really quickly. I've been loving wearing it as a little top handle like this in Hawaii. A lot of the photos I've kind of worn it as a top handle like that. I've also worn this crossbody, but the strap for this is too long. I don't know exactly what the strap drop length is, but I'm 4'11", and so for me and my personal preference, I feel like I want my crossbody to sit a little bit higher. And so because of that, I end up actually crossing the strap underneath the flap of this bag. So I'm able to quote unquote adjust the length of the strap and have it sit a little bit higher on me. Obviously the con for that is once you open the bag, open the flap, then you have to do it again. So not a huge deal, but I really like that you can wear this multiple ways, and I'm still able to get it to work for me because I do have some Chanel bags where the strap is a little bit too long and I can't finagle it, and I just end up not wearing it. Okay, so let's start with the pros. This is a relatively lightweight bag. Obviously it's a little bit smaller, but it is an all leather handbag. I have quite a few bags that are probably similar in size or similar in capacity, and it's heavier than this bag. So I really appreciate that this is relatively lightweight. Like there's definitely bags in my collection that are heavier than this. I also really like that this has a top handle and crossbody versatility, so you're able to wear it different ways. I feel like the most that I've worn this recently, especially in Hawaii, was wearing this just as a top handle. I had the chain kind of dangling out, but I did just carry it on the top handle like this or on the crook of my arm like this, but it's not super comfortable like this, so I feel like most of the time I'm kind of just holding it like this, and then if I really need to, then I'll just like sling it across my body as a crossbody. I think also with that, this bag, when you're wearing it as a crossbody, it doesn't stick out very much. I kind of prefer my crossbody sitting a little bit higher on my body, but I have had some crossbodies, even like the Pelen Numero 9, the number 9, the little dumpling one. I feel like wearing that as a crossbody, it sticks out quite a bit. And so for certain bags like that, I definitely prefer wearing it just as a top handle or on the crook of my arm. But for this one, it really doesn't stick out very much, which I really appreciate. Another pro for this, which sounds kind of crazy, like saying it out loud, but like being in the world of luxury and luxury handbags, the pricing for this is really not bad. This is like under $5,000 for a Chanel bag that, keep in mind, is very highly sought after. I think I didn't really know the full retail price of this because when I was looking online for this, I think around 2023, this bag like went viral and everybody wanted it. Pretty similar color to this, honestly. And I had no idea how much this bag went for because I went on Fashion File and like all these resale websites, and they're selling this bag for over $7,000. So I kind of went in thinking that this bag was at least $6,000. You know, this bag is under $5,000 considering I got it also in Europe, so I saved a little bit more money. I don't have any doubts if and when I want to sell this bag in the future. I don't have any doubts that I would like lose money on this bag or at least break even. We did show kind of like what fits in the bag, and I am able to fit my iPhone 16 Pro in here. I don't have a Max iPhone, and I think maybe if you do, it could fit diagonally in the bag, but even with the regular, it's kind of a squeeze. And for me, I don't really put my phone in my bag. I'm usually hand holding my phone, and then I use my bag for like a lip gloss, card holder, kind of like those random accessories, just because I feel like I'm constantly going in and out of my bag if I do end up putting my phone in there. And then the next pro that I have in terms of like personal preference is the aged gold hardware. I like that it's kind of an aged gold look over the shiny gold look, because in my experience, the shiny gold look also scratches easier than the aged gold look. So I personally like that over the light gold. That's kind of my personal preference. But so far, hardware has held up really well. I still have the sticker attached to it. I know there's so many mixed feelings about whether you should or shouldn't keep the hardware sticker on. I usually keep mine on until it feels like it's about to fall off. And so far, she's intact. And then the last pro that I have, which is kind of underrated, but I have noticed a lot of Chanel bags do this. On the interior pocket, there's a zipper closure. So if you really want to put like your important documents in there, that is the place to put it. Sometimes I keep the authentication card in there, just like so I don't have to go looking for it if I know that I'm gonna sell the bag. Or like my husband's lactate pills are just like always floating in my bag. I really like there's like a little pocket for it, and it's zipper closure too, so it's perfect. Now let's move over to the cons. I've kind of talked about this a little bit, but this is a seasonal bag. This is hard to get in the retail store. You kind of need to be patient. You need to have a little bit of luck. Or if you're willing to just pay the premium price for it, you can always find it on the pre-love market or resale market. But the markup for that is quite expensive depending on certain colors and styles and everything like that. And because this is a seasonal bag, they don't release this every single season. So right now they don't have it. You might still be able to find it in the 2025 cruise collection or the last season's cruise collection, but you kind of need to act like sooner rather than later for that. Another con I have for this bag is the opening is kind of fussy. So I mean, typical Chanel twist lock, right? This flap just stays here. And the handle, like you kind of have to pull it apart. I try to be a little bit more careful with it. So I try to pull at like this, the bag part, not the handle part. But sometimes if I'm in a rush and I'm just like trying to get in and out of this bag, like I don't really have that many options. So I feel like the opening of this is a little bit fussy. And I kind of showed in like how it fits on me. This is quite long. So I actually end up crossing the strap underneath the bag, like a little crisscross action. So I'm able to wear this as a crossbody and sits a little bit higher on me. I love that look over having it be a little bit lower on my body. And because of that, because it's crossed, it's also harder to then open the bag, because once I open the bag, then it uncrosses, right? I will say I appreciate that this strap is like finagleable, because there's a lot of Chanel bags, like my Chanel Vanity that I'm pointing to that is not a frame, but that you can't finagle the strap. You can get one of those clips, and then there's like a little clump of chain that dangles on the side or back. I don't love that look. I would rather keep that part hidden. So I really like that I'm able to finagle the strap without having it be visible and have it like work for me, you know? I think Chanel notoriously the straps are kind of long, especially when you're 4'11", so it's not ideal. In a perfect world, this bag would have had an adjustable strap, but we know Chanel doesn't do that very often, so I feel like we can't ask for the world here. And then my next con is a little bit more of a personal preference, but I don't think I love the aged leather look. It's fine. I like the color, but I feel like it was the one thing that I kind of compromised on when getting this bag. Like if I could design this bag from scratch, I probably wouldn't have wanted the aged leather look, but maybe that means that it'll also wear a little bit better over time as well. And then the last con, as you can see, is that it doesn't fit very much. I feel like there's some bags out there that are like deceivingly spacious, like around this size, you're like, wow, that fits quite a bit. This is not one of them. I think because of the opening of this bag and how it, like, if it's fully closed, it slants inward. It's not like you can really pack this bag up to the brim. My camera does fit in here, but I kind of need to like take it apart into pieces, my vlogging camera. So I'm able to make it fit if I really needed to, but it then makes it harder to get in and out of, so not ideal. I feel like this bag is really one of those bags where you just carry it as a little top handle. It's a little statement, you know, like we're not going above and beyond. We're not going overboard stuffing this bag. We're not carrying this. We're gonna be out all day long. This is really just a statement bag. And that's kind of why I picked it in this pop of color over getting it in a neutral. Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if there's any other questions I didn't answer about this bag, but I hope this was helpful for you. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!